Right then, welcome back to helsing. It's been a long while, hasn't it? It certainly has been a long while. So, last time we were doing Van Helsing at the very start of the game with the game on hard difficulty, with all of the weapons that you can grab hold of, which was involving the machine gun, the electricity weapon, the crossbow, shotgun, the pistols, the swords, and the whacking sticks. As well as with all those weapons, they've also got the ammo, which is the light blue bar that goes with it. Well, with all of them together. As well as I was explaining you how the game goes. And what I mean by that is basically where the game starts with one guy that speaks, as well as a building that lurks into Paris, as well as where you would find Van Helsing himself lurks around in the start of the scene, or shall we say just before the Paris building vanishes, and you see Van Helsing himself in the building, as well as where I was explaining to you with the health bar, which is the red bar, as well as how the control layout system runs with all of the buttons in different order of how they usually work. Just like all of these in here. I was explaining you to all of that, as well as explain to you where you can use the green God symbol that you find on the floor in the building of Paris. That involve, you can grab loads of it, as well as where you can always find some statues to smash up in the building for you to collect some green stuff, as well as with a red colour, which would be involving your health bar back up when you take a lot of damage. But also with that building, it's more like a test run of how you can use the weapons, how to top your health bar back up, and how you can defeat your first enemy, which is what I did do, which was to do with Hyde. He was a guy that was in the building with his powerful arms and possibly a grumpy git, possibly. As well as when I was fighting up against him, well, didn't go very well, did it? Because I died a lot of times, didn't I? As well, explaining to you how to use the weapons, as well as shooting in to pieces, as well as where you can find loads of barrels and boxes to smash to pick up some more green stuff, or green God symbol, as well as some red if you're lucky to get some red from the box you can smash up when you're taking a lot of damage from him. But I was also keep an eye on the health bar, as well as possibly just keep an eye on where the hat falls off, because I'd say that you always want to look after that, because if you don't, then you die, or either you just finish a mission without the hat. You won't be getting the specific thing, which was lucky that I managed to pick it up before I died again and again and again, because otherwise it would be a terrible run of showing you how to play the game. But then again, it is on harder difficulty, so yeah, it's gonna be tough. As well as when I sorted him out, you would have saw the scene with him being angry because his arm was cut off. As well as usually in the film, like I said before, that you would have seen Van Helsing been slung up to the roof of a building, which is usually what Hyde does. And then he slings him down the building. But Van Helsing uses his grab hook to sling it straight through his chest and straight from his back to get Van Helsing to land himself down safely. But Hyde gets away with it, which means involving that he grabs the lead, he runs backwards, and then it all backfires because he goes straight through the window, which was a clock thing, I think it is, glass clock window, and then he goes straight through it, and then Van Helsing lands safely on top of the building, which is what the film usually does. As was just before Hyde pulls Van Helsing, he says, "My turn" in the film. As well as usually in the film, he lands on his back on the ground, but in the game, nope, we'll have his face on the ground instead. And then that was that bit, and ended up in mission 1. And I also showed you where you would be able to find a life increaser. But if you haven't been checking my previous recordings, you won't know exactly where the life increaser is. But as long as you check my recordings, then you know where the life increaser is. But as I'd done my last recording, it wasn't there, because all there was a speed boost over there. As well as I was explaining to you that there was a specific thing that would have been hiding right behind a horse carriage or some sort of carriage that had a cheat in there, or behind it. So yeah, there was a cheat behind it, but I picked it up. So as I said before, that isn't there, as well as it would have been having a ammo, REPLEN ISH up, which is for you to use that to top your light blue bar back up, which is what that's for. That's what that is for. As well as it'll go into your items settings, which I'll show you soon as well. As well as I showed you what the cheat was behind it, which is big head. As well as another thing, which was some sort of door that had a symbol on it. But as I said before, it has something in it. As well as showed you how you can destroy it, which was the saws and the ammo that goes to it to break it off. And what was in there was something else, because I already picked up a cheat from there, which was Ghost Body. That's what that was there. As well as I showed you what that did as well. So yeah, I showed you both, or all of you know exactly what those two cheats do, because I've already got it. As well as, once again, when I do the game, I'll explain to you what they do, as well as which one you'll find if you haven't been checking my recordings. So that's my plan. As well as explain a couple other bits and pieces as well. As well as, next of all, which is when I went straight through a building or another area, which was involving seeing a hooky thing that was facing the wrong way. As well as when you would have seen the scene that would point towards a system, which was a cog gear kind of thing, where I said about that you had to touch a specific button and stand by it by also pushing the triangle button to activate it, which would turn the hook thing around, as well as the symbol that was in that area, which would have something in it. As well as I said before, that if you start the game for the first time and you go to that thing and you're thinking, how do I destroy that? The bit I'm on about is because you can't destroy it until you finish the game. So that's what you're going to have to do first before you'll be able to destroy the symbol that had something in it. And I destroyed that with the machine gun that has to go with the ammo. So you're going to have to use the ammo to destroy it and make it just get slammed, broken off. And also what was in there, it was a cheat, which was to be a specific cheat, which is, of course, TRANSLUCENT body. So whatever the TRANSLUCENT is about to be, because I don't know how to pronounce what the name of the word is, but I've spelled it out for you. So if you know what the spelling of the word means, that's great. But yeah, I'll grab that cheat from over there, as well as I showed you what it did. So I'll show you again what that does in a few moments or so, because I'm still chatting, because I'm reminding you a couple of bits and pieces. As well as once I did that bit, used the hook and found out across the other side, because half of the bridge was broken off when you get into that area. And then once you get across the other side of the bridge, go to another area with a load of skeletons for you to fight up against, which you may have seen me do, as well as fight up against more skeletons until they all bugger off. As well as I said before, that when you're in that area and you've got a load of skeletons, and you might want to go back the same way you just came from when you missed a life increaser or 2 cheats, and you think, oh, I missed those, I want to get back there, and you can't until you've finished killing these skeletons, because when you're fighting up against the skeletons, that corner area would have a red colour in it to say, nope, stop, you can't go there. As well as I said before, that if you finish mission 1 and you forgot those 2 things, those 3 things, the life increaser and the 2 cheats, you can't go back there until you've finished the game and start again to grab those remaining ones you missed. And so yeah, that was those bits, as well as I showed you where a life increaser would have been, with the area that had the windmill that is turning anti-clockwise. I showed you where a life increaser was, but it would be there for you to grab all of, but it wasn't there for me because I've already picked it up. But once again, once you pick those kind of things up, they won't be there no more. So don't worry about those. If you do miss them, they will be there. So once again, whenever I find something like that, I'll explain to you where it is and what it is. As well as what would be there was a life REPLEN up to top your health bar back up. As well as I showed you a specific thing, which was a specific thing that is involved in something you have to put into to unlock a challenge, which I'll get some more information about that soon as well. As well as I said about that with the windmill, it had a specific symbol on it, and you can't do nothing with it until you've done something with it, which I'll explain sooner or later. As well as it goes straight through a door on the right hand side across the bridge. As well as once you've done that, kill some skeletons, get them done, and then go to another area, which is where I went, to show you where a life increaser would have been, because the problem with that is there's a glitch in it. Because when I played it years and years back, I know where it is. Come back to it one day. Oh, it's not there anymore. Why? Why has it done that? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's obviously a glitch. Because obviously the game's put it in there somewhere and somehow and just made it into a glitch to say we'll remove it when you've found it loads and loads of times, and we'll just take it out and put it somewhere else. Which is what it's done, but I'm going to show you where that is soon. But as well as it would have had a ammo, REPLEN up, the light blue bar to go back up, as well as go back to the same area where I just came, that where you come from, to find that thing, and go the other way to find some more barrels and boxes to smash up with some more skeletons to smash up, as well as do some more, and then finally go to another area where you would find a weapon, which was the shotgun. But that's where I left it at, so that's where we're going. So yeah, right, okay, enough rambling, let's get on with it, eh? Okay, so like I said, if you have problems with control layouts, go into the control layout, and like you can see here, it's got vibration on it. You don't want the control of making vibrations through your fingers. Make sure that word is off, with the word that will be in white instead of black, and just have it like that. And of course you've got scheme 1, 2 and 3 with all the other control layouts that there is. Like I'm on 3 that's got the word in white, for it to have all these different buttons with all the words mixed up in certain buttons that I can use. So yeah, make sure you're quite happy with whichever ones there is. Then just make sure the word will be in white, as well as see where all the shapes of the control buttons are in whichever words you're looking at. Like scheme number 2's got weapon 1 with square in it, and you got jump and dodge with triangle in it, circle with weapon 2, and basically dodge and jump doesn't feel comfortable for you, I would have thought, but yeah. As well as L1 on the right hand side with all the other 4, with L1 that will be with the ALT, which is basically you're selecting whatever, well, basically to hold that button to see your health bar, and basically use that to switch your own weapons that way. But I would prefer you going for the weapon select instead of that. Also, you can still do the ALT weapon just to show you how much health you've got left, as well as allow you to do other things, which is involving using your ammo. That's what that's for, basically. And R1, which is basically your aiming, which is what you're always going to need to do to use all your weapons, as well as L2, like I said before, selecting all your weapons by holding that in to use your left D-pad button, right D-pad button, up and down D-pad buttons, or even you can use the L3 button towards left or right or down or up, whichever way. As well as you've got finisher slot at the bottom, which is always a specific thing that can kill some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not, which is a shame. Yeah. As well as, like I said, with scheme number 1, you've got all other ones there as well. That's never been my kind of favourite way of doing things. So yeah, so whichever one you want, make sure the word done is in white and press X, and then make sure you just press X on done, and then once you accept that bit, what you want to do is to do the other bit. But before I do that, you've also got weapon 1, which is basically all the weapons like the pistols, shotgun, crossbow, the electricity weapon, and of course the machine gun. And the weapon 2 is basically your swords or your whacking sticks. But as I've got all the things accepted the way I want them, but I'll show you anyway. Once you do done, then what you want to do is go to the very bottom one with accept and exit, and then they'll be all selected as they should be. Okay, right, so yeah, here we go then. Enough rambling. Right, okay, so yeah, so hopefully the next commentating will be the best one, and that will be okay. So as I said before, the shotgun would have been up there, but I've already got it. So yeah, if you want to know where it is, it will be over there. So yeah, what I'll do, like I said before, I'm going to stick to the weapons that I have got when you start the game, as well as use them to do whatever I want and however I want, as well as, like I said, you can go and grab the shotgun if you want, instead of using the pistols if you wish. Also, with the ammo, with the ALT word, with the control layouts, which is the ammo, like I said, push that once, and then the light blue bar will go down. So you want to use that wisely. Also, if you want to switch weapons, what you can do is use the right D-pad button to the shotgun, if you have picked it up already, which I'll use to show you what the fuck it does. It does a good load of fucking damage on the skeletons. So as long as you can decide to switch weapons or not, that's fine. Then do whatever you want. Oh, didn't mean to push that right button. Oh, fuck. Whoops. I was pushing the wrong buttons or just getting too carried away. So yeah, that's a terrible mistake I made now. Whoops. Never mind. Everybody makes mistakes, don't they? So yeah. Is that it? Is that it? No, there ain't. No, it isn't. Or is it? There you go. Okay, right. So, there's that demonstration of fucking up. But yeah, never mind. Okay, right. So, before we go any further. Oh, wrong button. Again. Right. Now, when you start the game, with the light blue bar on the right hand side, as you can see there with the pistols and the sword, that size of the blue bar will be the same as the red bar, but as you can see, the red bar is even more fucking bigger than you think. So when you're starting the game with the red bar, with the size that would have been the same size as the light blue bar, so that's how you start the game. So you start the game with that nice size of the light blue bar. Also, I'm checking something as well while I'm doing something else, but we might be all okay. As well as you're wondering, how do you get that red bar even bigger, just like the blue bar that you've got the way you've got it at the moment? Well, what you got to do is find some life increases in certain areas of missions that you've got to get done. As well as with the light blue bar, you can also make it bigger as well. But as you can see, I've been using it quite a lot to make it go down then I did have it even bigger than I did before. So, with the light blue bar, there are 5 black squares, as you can count, while I've been doing a bit of talking. As well as with the red bar, as you can see, there's a fair few dark colours of the red bar that's not quite bigger just yet, because you can see there's a fair few black squares left. Now, with the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total for you to make the big bar to go even flicking massive than you'll ever start in the game with. So as long as you find some life increases, you can make each one of those kind of black squares into a specific colour than just black, because you can get some red, which is your health. Now, with the life increases, in any mission, you're going to have to find 2 life increases every time when you want to proceed ahead into the game, as well as want to stand a better chance of not dying so much. As well as in the part of the game, you can also buy some life increases, because when you don't buy any, you won't have any of those black squares filled up. As you can see, there are 5 black squares remaining for me to fill up. So yeah, I've got 5 of those to buy, as well as with the light blue bar, you can also allow the black squares to be filled up. And basically what you got to do is buy ammo increases. That's how you can make those black squares filled up in blue, instead of having a small size just like mine. So that's how that works. As well as underneath the red bar, there's also something else, which involves a yellow colour. And what those things are finisher slots. Like I said before, they can knock enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not do just that. And the way to use that thing, just hold R1 and push R2 for Thanos to throw one of those at your skeletons or whichever enemy you're up against, and their health will go all the way down. But like I said, some enemies' health will not do exactly that. And last of all is that with the shotgun, we've got to do standby hit and do R1 and triangle to pull yourself up on this massive area right here, with some barrels and boxes for you to smash to get some green or red, whichever kind of colour you're desperately after. And also with the green one, what it's for is for you to use in a specific shop for you to buy some ammo increases or life increases or other things. Also, when you do pick up the shotgun, you can't smash this table. As you may have seen, there's 1 or 2 over here in this little corner, or over here. Can't remember from the top of my head. But yeah. Also, what you can do when you get the shotgun, you can go back if you really want to. But I want to smash some boxes and barrels at the minute. And also, there's also 2 other boxes, or just 1 box tucked in this corner that you might not be able to see. As well as, you'll find another box over here. Also, once again, there'll be something right behind here again. Might be a box or a barrel. You just smash. As well as, what you can do is to go back, which is what I'm going to do. because the reason why I'm doing it is to remind you that you can kill some more skeletons if you want. And also I'm going to ignore those right now and walk backwards to the same direction I've come from in the last recording, and remind you that what you can do is go back again, push triangle to get through the wooden gate, and then grab the shotgun by using R1, not R1, the right D-pad button, or hold L2 and use down D-pad button to grab the shotgun instead if you want, and then oh, wrong button again, disaster. Not doing very well with this recording today, am I? It's probably just one day that someone says it's a bad day at the office. As Sean Wallace that says that in the chase. So yeah, once you grab the shotgun, this symbol that's by the windmill, just grab the shotgun, press the square, and rip it off. And up on top of, in this area, you can use a grab hook with R1 and triangle. And then up on top of it, you'll find a life increaser for you to grab hold of, but I've grabbed it already. So you can't grab anything else apart from a ammo, R-E-P-L-E-N, I said yep. But once again, Van Helsing says I can't carry any more. And the reason why is because I've got 3 of those. Like I said, it tops your ammo up to the size that you did have. Okay. Also, when you jump down from it, you won't lose any health, or even if you're up a massive height, you won't lose any health. So don't worry about any of that. Also, what I'm going to do is show you again where the life increaser was. It would have been up here. So yeah, it would be up there. Okay. So don't worry about that. Also with this thing, what this would be is a challenge for you to unlock, as well as you're going to have to find a specific thing, which is an egg for you to unlock. But you're going to need to find an egg first of all. But what I'm going to do is ignore that for now. As well as over it, you will find a life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H for you to pick up. Also dogs whistling, or a guy's whistling and a dog howling. Right, also what I'm going to do is go back and ignore these for now. Also, I'll find some more boxes and barrels to smash up, because you can always go back and smash these if you wish. You can do that. Also, with the finisher slots, I can show you with R1 and R2 what it does. Please do that to one of these skeletons. I'm going to do it again for you to see. It will vanish into thin air. As well as in the game, you'll start with 3 of those, but also you can get 2 more if you want. But also, if you die, there's no way of starting with 3 of those. And what I mean by that is you can't use them, and the only way you can get those back to use those again, just kill them the way you're doing it, and then eventually one of those will come back, and just keep doing it until they come back again for you to have 3. Okay, and then you'll be all good. Right, next, what I'm going to do is let you know you can come up here where you find 4 green god symbols on either side of the corner, and also R1 and triangle for you to put yourself up across it. And also, just like in the Harry Potter films, they apparate. The skeletons apparate from here. So you've got about 4 of them. They'll apparate. Or is there 5 now? Pretty sure it's, yeah, it must be 5. I miscounted it. Yeah. Also, what you can do is do R1 and triangle. So put yourself up here to find a bell. Also, what you can do is press X and push the circle a couple of times until the bells will ring, which is 1. I'm pretty sure it's 2. And when you do, you'll find a set of god symbols for you to collect on the way, if you want to do that. So yeah, there's that for you to do if you want. Also, when you keep going back and forwards places, you'll alert some more skeletons for you to fight up against if you want. But if you want to proceed ahead, you can do. Also, I'm going to get these out again and use the ammo as it's gone quite high. So like I said, in the game, with loads of recordings I've done, you know exactly what happens and how to do the game that you might want to play, how you might want to play it, as well as do whatever you freaking well like, basically, but as long as you don't die, because otherwise you might get pissed off, or either you're probably saying, why have I done that? What was I thinking? How did I make a mistake doing that? And all that good stuff that can happen. But also, speaking of which, in hard difficulty, death is everywhere in any corner. So yeah, death is everywhere. Unless you've got all the controls and got the skills of knowing what way to do it to keep staying alive every time when you flicking play the game loads of times. Yeah, as long as you've got those skills and everything, then you'll be alright. But also, with missions that are ahead, sooner or later, they will get harder and harder and flicking twice as fucking harder. But if you're on easy difficulty, then you've got a good chance of staying alive, as well as get the skills and practices all in good order, as well as once you've done easy, you can go on medium to make some more progress of getting the hang of it when it's getting twice as harder on certain missions there is. As well as when you're on hard difficulty, you can also grab something else, which is what my plan is, but we haven't got there just yet. Right, also, with this little thing right here, you're thinking, what's behind there? As well as you're saying, I do remember that you said you'll get something, what's behind it. But the thing with this is, it doesn't have nothing in it. Apart from somewhere where you can proceed ahead in the game, which is what you're going to have to do. Also, what you want to do is get the shotgun out and just freaking blow it off. Just like that. That's what you got to do. as well as you might want to use the shotgun, or you might want to use the pistols with the ammo with it. Also, you could use the saws as well as with the ammo as well, because of the pistols and the saws, the ammo will always start in the game with those two weapons. You can use those whenever you want. So, once again, if you haven't seen my recordings, this is what happens.
You there? You all right? You hurt, sir?
Well, he's not alright, is he? He's obviously pissed off because he was enjoying his peace and quiet. Now look, give him a good old punch and sling him across the flicking floor. What an arsehole. Right, as you can see, there's a question mark in, on, the bottom of the screen, as well as the reason why it's got a question mark is because Van Helsing hasn't got a clue who he is, or she. Also, what you want to do with this thing, also, as it's getting harder, as I said, I might have to do a bit of concentrating as well as talk at the same time. So yeah, if I'm not doing too much talking, or less than I have, then that's fine. Also, my health's going to fucking go down. Right, so, now then, with your health, when that goes down like that, what you can do is you might want to accept getting Van Helsing dead. You can do that option. The other option is, what you can do is press the start to make it go just like this, and then go into INVENTORY, and make sure that word is in white, and press the X button, and then go into the settings with items, weapons, moves and cheats, where you can find a life, REPLENIZH, ammo, REPLENIZH, or even speed boost if you have found any of those kind of three things. But also in mission 1 you will not ever find a speed boost at all, but you'll find a life, you'll find only life, REPLENIZH, and also only ammo, REPLENIZH. So as I said before, that you can have one option. You can get Van Helsing dead to get your health to go all the way back up if you want. Or you can decide to go for a life, REPLENIZH, to top your health bar back up that way, if you want. But as I got 3 of these, I might want to use one of those and just proceed ahead in the game, which I would say. But also when you're doing that, what you want to do is just press the X button just once. Okay, so when you've topped your health bar back up just once with using that thing, you want to make sure you do not push the X again, because otherwise it will allow you to waste one of those. So if you've got 2 of those things and you press the X once, and you know you've got your health bar to go up, which is what it'll do automatically when you push the X and you push it again, it will take it off you. Because as I said, if you have got 2 and you use one of those to top your health bar back up, which is what it'll do, and you push the X again by accident, it'll be gone. Okay, so make sure you don't do that. Once you've done that, when you've used one, what you've got to do, press the triangle to go back as it says, use this item, or back, as it will say. And then once you've done that, you can press the triangle again, or you can push the L3 up and go to RESUME. I'm probably saying that might say remove or return, or how it's pronounced, and just press the X again. So yeah, right, also what you want to do is press the X and push the L3 to towards the left, right or down to move out of his way, or she that might want to punch in the face or stomp on the ground. But speaking of which, when that person stomps on the ground that person hasn't got a clue about, what you want to do is just push the X, and then you won't take as much damage. So when you see just about when it happens, press the X at the right time, and then you won't take as much damage than you think. And then you're all good. Also, like I said, with the hat again, make sure you don't lose the hat. Go on, you piece of shit. Also, you can use the finisher slots as well. Has he freaking avoided it? Or who? Also, I have got 5 finisher slots. Also, you can have a freaking shotgun. Or also, when you're using the shotgun, fuck. You are fucking kicking my fucking arse, don't you? Yeah, have you seen that? The death's on its way to do that again. Right, so once you died, what you've got to do is just go straight through that thing, and then you'll start again. Also, when you're using those life REPLN, when you're using the life REEM, yeah, alright.
You there. You alright?
Right. So yeah, once you go through this area again, this will happen again. As well as you've seen, that person punches Falason and chucks him straight over the flicking wall over there, and then start again. So, as I was going to say, with the life REMPON, no, fuck it, I'll tell you what. So, with the life REPLENIZR, when you're using those and you die like that, they will come back, okay? So don't worry about that, alright? So when you use 1 or 2 of those, and he still, or whoever it is that kicks your fucking ass and make you start all over again, those things will come back, as well as the life of how much size of your health is. That will be filled back up again. But with the with the ammo, the light blue bar will not do that. Okay, the only way you can get that back up is use the weapons as they are, and it will go back up. But also with the finisher slots, as I said, when you're using those, and when you've used all of them, they'll be all gone. Or if you only use 2 of those and you've still got 1 spare, then it'll still be gone. So yeah, make sure you remember that. Alright. See what I mean? If you push that X back, so if you push that X button by accident, that'll be gone. So that was stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna probably say that's just a demonstration of how to fuck up. But that was a fucking accident. Oh dear, it's not my day, is it? Okay. Oi, oi. My turn. Also, when you grab shit, when you're using the pistols, sometimes that happens. Also, sometimes what you'll do, or whoever it is, will let go. Also, you can use the swords as well. That'll do you a load of favour. Also, once again, when your hat falls off, make sure you pick that up by pressing the triangle button. Oi! Who do you think you fucking are? Oh, you pushed the wrong button. Also, wasn't paying attention. Can I survive one more whack? Also, better risk it. Waste another one, but that's for definite. Not by just pushing that button by accident. Yeah, so that's the problem. As this is hard difficulty, that means I'm going to get a lot of fucking deaths coming along sooner or later. So yeah, that's the trouble. When you're on hard difficulty, problems will keep coming. So yeah. But still, like I said, you can use the ammo on the pistols or the sword. That can always do you a favour. You're not going to allow me to waste another one of them. I don't think so. Also, like I said, in the game, when you finish the game, you've got the ammo on every single weapon you've got. You can use that if you feel like it. You're saying, that's enough. Enough kicking my fucking arse today. Then you can. But I'm going to try my best to just to show you that you can defeat an enemy like that without using the ammo on every single fucking weapon there is. But my mind's telling me something, but I'm not gonna reply doing it. But still, the other thing what you can do is press the start button, and you can skip the scenes if you want.
You all right? You hurt, sir?
Come on, you piece of shit. Do it again, I'll dare you. He's not very nice, is he? Or she. I think they're fucking playing at. Anyway, let's do it again. Right, so this time, like I hope and pray I don't freaking press that X button when I push that start button. With the life REPLEN I set you up, all the freaking ammo. So yeah, we'll see if that happens this time, eh? Right, also don't forget when the hat falls off, make sure you pick it up when you finish the mission, which we haven't done yet, but also I haven't freaking even got that far to make a fuck up with that either. So yeah. Also, when you're quite far away from that person, you can fucking do it again, ain't you? You're a fucking piece of shit. That is not on. Meow. Yeah, have that. Also, tell you what, you can have a bit of ammo over the saws now. And also, I just lost my sight of my hat, or Van Helsing's hat anyway. He ain't gonna pay me, he ain't gonna be happy. So yeah, as long as you got the moves and everything else, and got all the controls in the right fingers, and you're not gonna fucking let me use another one of them, are you? Or am I fucking gonna have to? I don't fucking want it. You gonna stomp again? Should be okay in a minute. Ah! You are fucking doing it. You ain't having it, or whoever it is, as Van Helsing would say. If you know who it is, that's fantastic. But still, like I said, what I'm going to do is play the game exactly how it should be. Also, like I said, you can press the start button and fucking skip the scenes and just fucking get on with it. So yeah. Also, the finisher slots, I haven't got none. So I can't use the R2 button anymore. As well as, if you want them to go back up, you can fight the skeletons and make that thing go back up as well if you wish. And you piss me off. You have to give that up sooner or later, mate. Don't smash the vase, man. Or whoever you are. Oh, for goodness sake. I was pushing that start button, but it wouldn't have it. It would not flicking have it. So as I said before, you can just use the other weapons if you want, if you still got those, but as I said before, and you'll play the game as it should be, so I'm going to keep using the shotgun, the pistols, as well as the swords, as well as what I'm going to do is get the shotgun out for a minute to just try and get the finisher slots to go back up. You need to have about 3 or even 5, because I have got those from a couple of recordings back that I've done, you might have seen, and just hope and pray I can use those wisely, as well as stay in one freaking piece. But whoever that person is, found out insane, we will have to deal with it somehow. But yeah. So yeah, that's just freaking perfect, isn't it? Also, I've got 4 of those finisher slots now, so now if you're wondering where the finisher slots are, they are underneath the red bar. With the number 24 that is over there at the minute. Now I've got 5 of them. So, as I said before, those finisher slots can knock some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not do just that. And that'll be involving this annoying fucker at the minute, isn't he? He's been a right fucker, or she.
You alright? You hurt, sir?
Come on, you piece of shit. Do it again. No, I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I'm sorry. You pissed off with me or something? He could be, or she. But yeah. Also, I've got to finish the slots now, so might use those wisely. As well as that, I'll want to grab hold of me and sling me across the flicking floor and make me flicking lose my flicking out again. Paranoid. Also, like I said, when he jumps or she and flicking rams me straight into my flicking chest and smashes the vases and everything else. So as I said before, just before that person jumps, press the X and you'll be unscathed of not taking too much damage. Also the health's going down for his or she. So that might help me a little bit without using too many of the life REPLEN as a jump. Give up! Oi! Don't make me use one of those finisher slots. And I'd better flicking do that. Fine, if that's what you want, then I really want. Oi! Doesn't mean you can flicking knock it back down again. Little piece of shit. No, it's not little, is it? Or sheep. I'll get one of those out in a minute. Don't you worry about that. You missed, I think. As long as you're paying attention of how much health I've got, then you got a good chance. That's some more of this ammo, how about that? Even though I haven't got much left. But once again, if you're wondering how to get that back up, all you've got to do, use the weapons as they are, and then you'll be all good. to get it all the way back up again. Also, what you've got to do to dodge around the place, make sure you just press the X and push the L3 towards whichever direction. Back roll is basically pushing the L3 down, and L3 towards the left or right. Give up! Give up! Also, I've got my eyes on something as well, because the health is going down. Do I do that now, or do I save it? Now piss off! Yeah, as I said, mission 1 on harder difficulty. It can be a fucking nightmare. So yeah, when you're on hard difficulty, it will get flicking tougher and fucking harder and harder as bloody hell. So there's mission 1 done. Okay, so we've got 47 minutes and 7 seconds for me to do that, even from my first recording I did do on hard difficulty that I did do. Anyway, so you've got best kill. There is 36 of those. Shots fired. Now that involves the shotgun, the pistols, and the other 3 weapons that I showed you, which I'll explain to you again, which are the pistols, shotgun, crossbow, electricity weapon, and the machine gun. Right, now you wanted, how the fuck has it got up to 2,189? Well, the way that I can do that is if you're using the ammo. Quite a lot. As well as you've got MELEE, hits, which is to do with the saws or the whacking sticks, whenever you get that kind of weapon. And we've got 41. And damage taken, which is to do with the enemies that kicks the fucking shit out of you. And you got power with GLYPHS, which is to do with the green God symbol. As well as it's got 16,952. Now the reason why that is because if you haven't been watching all of my recordings I've done lately, you would slowly see it go up bit by bit by bit by bit until it reaches a nice size like this, 16,952. And yes, if you know what that is for, if you don't, then that is fine, because what that is for is the green God symbol that you pick up. So however, how many times you smash up things, or either just find them anywhere on the ground, wherever they could be, and then you're just picking them up. And what this thing's for is basically for you to buy things, which I'll get to in a moment, because you've got another word underneath of all the lists that are up, which is finished with hat on. Yes, most fucking definitely, because you need that. There's a specific reason, which is my plan, because I did do very well when I first did my first recording until I end up in a specific mission, which was mission because where it was in mission 5, and I had the hat, and it fell off, and I got found out and dead. And when I knew where it was, I wanted to pick it up, but it wasn't there. So yeah, make sure you just see where it is and do not flicking die. So yeah, that's my plan. So I'm hoping for I don't die, but it's on hard difficulty, so yeah, it's gonna be a right fucking pain in the ass, but we'll see. As well as, last of all, enemies killed. There are 162 of those. Now with the next thing underneath, which is armory, as well as you've got continue underneath there. Now with armory, it is all to do with your green God symbol of how much you grab hold of, because you can use them to buy things. And what's in Armory is your shop for you to buy things, and what is exactly in there is, well, we're going to go straight through them every time when I get to a mission that is done. So first of all, you have got Life Increaser at the top there. That is up to 1,000. As well as, I'm going to get to some more information about that in a moment, because what is next, you've got Life REPLENISH up. That is worth 500. I'm going to get back to those in a moment as well. Next of all, you've got Ammo Increaser. That is up to 2,500. It's getting expensive, isn't it? Also, once again, I'm going to get back to that in a moment as well. Next of all, you've got something that's darker than those three that I have read out with the numbers on them. So, once again, this one is Ammo REPL. Now, this one is, once again, Ammo REPLENISH up. That is 500. As well as, once again, we've also got Speed Boost. That is up to 800. Now, the reason why that the Speed Boost and Ammo REPLENISH up are darker is because I've got 3 of those. But the only reason why that the Life REPLENISH is not darker than those 2 is because I haven't got 3 of those at all. As well as, once again, the Speed Boost is basically worth 800, and the reason why, you're wondering, is because it can do a nice thing for 20 seconds, which involve the weapons that you use, or whichever ones you've got, they can go fast, as well as Van Helsing can run fast. So that's what that's for, and that's the reason why that it's up to 800. As well as, once again, with the Life REPLENISH up, as well as the Ammo REPLENISH up, they are both going to be the same price. As you can see, that they are already still 500. And every time when you're buying one of those, they will still have 500 on them. Okay, so if you haven't got any of those, you can buy 500 every time for each one of those things. So still, once again, if you buy 3 of those, you got all 3. And still, they will be still 500 for you to keep buying them every time, whenever you want. Also, as I said before, this thing, which is the Ammo REPLENISH up, it will always top your light blue bar up, whatever size you have got. As well as, once again, the Life REPLENISH up is worth 500, as well as when you buy one, you still have 500 for you to pay for, as well as it will top your life of whatever size you've got. It will go back up again every time when you're using one of those. Okay, and next of all, we are going to go straight back up to the top with Life Increaser. Now, as you can see, that is 1,000, as well as you can buy 5 of them things. As well as I showed you that there are 5 black squares remaining, as well as I can buy 5 of them. As well as when you buy one of them, the prices will go up every bloody time when you're paying for one of them things. As well as with the Ammo Increaser, that is up to 2,500. It is because I have been buying those things. But if I wasn't paying for one of them things, or 2 of those, or 3 of them, it would have been the same price as the life increaser, which is still 1,000. But as we've been buying those, it is 2,500. As well as you can buy 5 of these ammo increasers. But every time when you're buying one of those, or any of the 2, life increaser or the ammo increaser, the prices will go up, as well as you can only buy 5 of each one of those 2. As well as you're wondering, what are the prices for those 2 things? Well, the prices are going to be 1,000. As you can see, the life increaser is still 1,000. The second price for another one will be 1,500. Another one will be 2,000. And another one will be 2,500 for you to pay for. As well as the last one will be 3,000. So yeah, as I buy 3 ammo increases, it will still stick up to 2,500 unless I want to buy another one for my 4th one. So yeah, I've got another 2 to buy if I want to, for the light blue bar to go back up, even flicking bigger than it already is. So yeah, you want to make sure you be careful how you pay for those things, because the prices will go up even steeper. And next of all, you've got Dodge Fire that has been paid for, as well as it'll say sold out, as you can see. Now the price is 1,500 if you want it, because what it'll do is gonna go with the pistols, shotgun, and the crossbow weapon. As well as what it'll do is allow you to do 2 bangs with each one of those 3 weapons. So if you use to clap your hands just 2 times, or click your fingers 2 times like that, those weapons will just go bang bang. And you'll wonder, how the hell do you bloody do that? Well, when you pay for 1,500 for that thing, what you got to do is hold the R1 button in, push the square and push the X, and push the L3 towards the left or right for Valison to roll left or right, and then those 3 weapons, or any of those 3, will go bang bang. As well as you can do the same thing with those 3 buttons, R1 and square and X, and also you can push the L3 down to do a back roll for those 3 things to go bang bang at the same time. So whichever direction you want, then do it that way. But if you're holding the square in and you're just holding that in, the weapons are just going to go bang 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 bang. But if you want to get 2 bangs at once, like a double bang bang, then make sure you just press the square and X together with L3 towards the left or right or down to do a roll left or right, or do a back roll. Okay, next roll you've got Grapple Strike that has been paid for, and it is worth 500. Also what it will do is allow you to do a nice thing, but when you haven't paid for it for 500, what it'll do is just pull your enemies towards you, and that's all it'll do. But when you pay for when you do pay for 500 for it, it will hurt your enemies with it. So the thing will be a bit more sharper for you to hurt your enemies. So it's 500 if you want to hurt your enemies with this thing, which is quite cool. Next of all, you've got Grand Strike that is worth 1,500, but it is also for the sword. And also what it's going to say about is hold R1, push forward, which is the L3 up for you to do, and perform a MELEE attack, which is basically the name of the sword, to do a nice attack to strike, and also sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground, which is what it can do. How about that? Next of all, you've got 2 Joe Fire that is worth 2,000 this time for the swords again. Hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONENTS is about to be for. and whatever BLADES is spelled to be, which I'm quite happy just to spell it out for you to know exactly what the word is. If you know your words, it's fantastic. But yeah, it's 2,000 for that if you want it. Next of all, you've got air hop that is worth 1,000, which is for the saw again. Also it's saying after holding the airstrike attack button, which is the circle button you're going to have to hold in to rise into the air, and of course it's going to say press a DIRECTION, well it's supposed to be exactly again for whatever it is spelling to be, and tap X to jump on thin air, which is what Phantasm can do when you're holding that circle button with the X that's going to be involved, and push the X and hold the circle in. As well as this one right here, which is a darker colour than those three. And the reason why is because you're going to have to do something first. Because what it's going to say is after a grand strike, so that is what's got to be done first, which is pay for the grand strike first. That is 1,500. So you've got to pay. So you've got to pay for that thing first before you can pay for this thing that is worth 1,000. As well as what it is, it's another weapon that you can grab hold of, which the name of it is SCIMITARS, what it's supposed to be. As well as you can make these things swing like an owl or a bird with wings. You can make Phantasm swing with these things. As well as after a grand strike, hold R1, push forward, which is the L3 up again, what it's asking, and attack with the weapons, as it's going to say, with the SCIMITARS to perform a swing SCIMITAR attack. So you can make these weapons to attack at your enemies for that. Also, you've got the saws again, MELEE. Of course, it's going to involve explosion. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION is about to be. As well, it is 2,000. As well as what it can do, or it's going to say about a ring of ice or fire explodes. EXPLODES is about to be, I think, from the last hit of your ALTERNATE. Pretty sure it's got to be something to do with a cheat that you're going to have to use, or something you're going to have to pay for first. But I'm pretty sure it's got to be a cheat that you're going to have to use, I think. As well, it's going to say ammo, which is the light blue bar again. Push L1 to do that, as well as the name of the saw again, MELEE, as well as combos with the title of what's underneath the thing that it's going to do. And last of all, finisher slots, or finish slot, which is going to evolve knocking enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not, especially enemy that I was dealing with the flicking question mark that Phantasm hasn't got a clue about. As well as you'll start with 3 of those, and you can buy 2 more. As it says, sold out at the minute, so you're wondering what the price is for that, or both of them things. Well, the first price for the first one, for you to have 4, will be 2,500. And the final 5th one for you to ever get hold of in total to have. And that price is, for the final one, ready for this, 3,500. You heard me correct. 3,500 for that thing. But as long as you got a load of god green symbols with 16,952 like I have at the minute, and then just fucking grab it. But as I pay for it, I've got it. So, yeah. Right, and that's all there is. But for now, I am not going to buy absolutely fuck all, because I don't need that at the minute. But hold on a minute. Now, when you're low on the life, REPLEN, I said up, or low on the ammo, REPLEN, I said up, or even lower of the speed boosts. So if you're low on any of those 3, you can buy these whenever you want, or you can grab all of these 3 things, anywhere where you can find them without paying a fucking thing. But as I got a load of that green god symbol, I'm going to buy one of those for 500. Why not? Why not? And of course, this is mission 2, but we're going to have some speech coming up in a minute.
Your journey will eventually lead to a place divine and holy. There is so much knowledge to be gained here, but its greatest secret is the passage it harbors. Go with God, my son, for this passage is fiercely guarded.
So there you are. Your journey will explore. Try to remember what you said. Yeah. And land to place, driven and holy. Yeah. And of course, what he's going to say about my son, for this passage is fiercely guarded. But where is it guarded from? Or what is it guarding? You're wondering. Well, you're going to have to find out next time. Because that is where we are going to leave it for today. My thing is to have a bit of a day off or something. Or just a bit of free senses of touching things. Or either get my nerves down to freaking not die as much as I did with that bloody sword. But who is it? If you know who it is, that's great, but if you don't, well, you'll find out sooner or later. As well as if you've watched the film before, you know exactly who the fuck it is. But if you haven't seen the film, then that's fine, because you'll find out sooner or later once again. So, last of all, when I press the X button, I'm going to push the L1 again to stop the ammo running out, because when you do that, push the L1 by accident, and you're just walking around like this, or just doing this, and you don't notice that that is doing that, and you don't quite look up where the light blue bar is of how high it was before, and you check it, oh shit, it's going down, fuck. Push that L1 again to stop it. Okay, yeah, we have got a bridge that is up. You got to get that down. That's for next time anyway. So yeah, that is it for today, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I shall catch you on the next one sooner or later. Take care.